My name is Devin Reagan. I went here to Grissom when 2008. I was an 8th grader. It was my only year. First year, I'm going to attend Manchester University, and I'm going to wrestle there. And, hopefully get my physical education major and a minor in health. And we'll see where it goes from there. I'm excited to wrestle, as well as, I'm rooming with a buddy from my wrestling team. So my first day at Grissom, I disliked it very much. I hated it. I was playing football for John Young at the time, and my family all went to Mishawaka schools, and it's like, oh man, I had to leave, and it's like, oh, Penn kids are jerks and stuck up, and well, I didn't live with my mom at the time. And the reason why I ended up at Grissom was because I lived with my uncle in South Bend, and I was riding my bike every day to John Young. Just to get to school. And well, one day I was at football practice, and my uncle came out and got me and picked me up from practice and told me that Mishawaka schools were kicking me out because I didn't live in district. I mean, it was upsetting. I remember crying on the football field because I had a lot of good friends, and left, and I left the perspective, I'm not gonna like it. I don't care. I'm not gonna like anyone here. I'll just keep myself. Anyone mess with me, I'm gonna give it to them. Lay the wood. And then, the reason is because, my mom wasn't a good lady. I mean, I have 7 brothers and sisters, other ones, and most of them older. She was really bad into drugs, and just kind of, let her life surround it in our lives, and moved around a lot. Moved from South Bend to Wakarusa, which was a really big change, and then from Wakarusa to John Young. From John Young to PHM, and the first day I remember I ended up here at football practice, and I met a few guys, and they're okay. They thought I was a big kid, as always. I am now. I'm a big guy. And, met Coach Tashian and Coach K. My first meeting with Coach K was a great guy. He's funny guy, and that's when it all started. I'm definitely going to have to say Coach Manspeaker, big inspiration in my life. He's a big role model for me. He's helped me through a lot, wrestling. I won a Big 11 championship, and I'll never forget that with him. It was awesome. He helped me, guide me to be a man, and just the way he lives is the way most people should live, I feel. And another teacher would definitely have to be Mrs. Rice, my math teacher. She wouldn't tell me, if you guys asked her now, she wouldn't tell you I wasn't a good student in middle school. I was almost flunking out. I had nothing to work for. But Mrs. Rice, she was hard, but I learned, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Just get the job done. Even if you Coach Larson, me and him messed around in the hallways all the time. He was a big Giants fan. I was a Patriots fan. That was the first time they met, and the Patriots were undefeated.
Right.
And then they ended up losing to the Giants, and
David Tyree. Yeah.
And he gave me so much crap, but it's those relationships that you make with people in general, that they touched me and my heart. I've never met people like that before. The way I was raised, man, bad situation, I didn't talk to anyone. You always gotta watch your back. Miss Kimpoli, my science teacher, she helped me so much. She's one of those teachers that'll do anything for a kid if they need it. And I remember her being so hard, to get me to work, but yet I was unwilling to work. Then I realized, halfway through 8th grade year, man, I like it here. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave at all. And I was getting ready to move away during wrestling season because my parents moved back to South Bend.
Okay.
And that's when Mrs. Mance and Coach Manny helped me. They found a way, since I started the 2nd semester, that I could live with another family and stay for my last semester at Grissom.
Wow.
And so I was very fortunate with that. I remember crying because every time I get settled, I'd leave, and I met some great people, and ended up moving in with the Higginsons in 8th grade then, and they're a great family. They took me in. They have 4 kids of their own. So, I've had a lot of good people come through my life, as well as Coach Harper, Brad Harper from Penn High School, the head coach at wrestling there. After things kind of went a little sour with the Higginsons, I mean, money, they had 5 kids of their own, and it was just kind of hard. And I kind of felt like a burden, but I knew I wasn't at the same time. But they loved me and I loved them. But it was just there's too much going on for them and me, I think, and so I moved out, got emancipated, state guardianship, and then I lived with Brad Harper. I moved in last early June, right before Disney, and it's been a blessing. I mean, he's honestly their family. He's one of the best families there. I mean, I've gotten to see how families interact different ways, which is awesome. So when I have a family, I know what to do, I feel, and I've just met some really great people, and they've helped me, guide me along my path, so far, and just keep guiding me as well, even if I don't want the information sometimes. Well, since I went to a few middle schools, John Young teachers would say I was bad. I was on the way. I was going to be a bad person. I was going to be a bad kid. I didn't care. I fought. I cussed. I didn't try at school. What was the reason? Everybody in my life I seen didn't graduate high school. My cousin and I are the first ones to graduate, which is something special. But I had nothing. No ambition, no goals set for me. I mean, I just thought that's how everybody lived, that's how everybody lived. I mean, that's how it was. I thought, well, what is there to do? I mean, I'm going to be like the rest of everybody else, in this town, and stay here, have work all week just for the weekend, be miserable in my life, and you see people like that. That's until I came to PHM, though. And then I realized, man, that's not how you live. That's not how I'm supposed to live. When I moved to Grissom, I mean, we barely had anything. I mean, we had a house, and that was basically it. I remember making hot sauce sandwiches, just eating them because we didn't have anything else to eat. Or I'd ride my bike to McDonald's when I got money, just to feed my little sister. I had nothing. Until I came to PHM and I saw their family. You're supposed to help people. You're supposed to, love them. You're supposed to, interact, and that's not how families were, back where I'm from. But when I saw other families, parents giving their children hugs, telling they love them, grandparents all getting together, just having, just living a normal life that, we see. I didn't live a normal life, and I didn't have that. And when I came to PHM, I got to see firsthand how normal people live and how good it feels to live like that. I was looking out for myself. I was a selfish person. I mean, I didn't want to work, had nothing to work for until I met those. Growing up, I saw everybody, my family. No one really graduated from high school, and it's like, man, wow, I just thought everybody lived, working Monday through Friday, all day, mad at the world. I've seen so many people just come home just mad. I hate work. They drink a beer or something, every night. But then, once I moved in with the Higginsons, I kind of slowly got to see, wow, there's a next step. I mean, you can go away. You actually get a good education and do something with your life. And then when I moved with Harper, he made it visual for me. He put it in my head that I can do it. Which was kind of awesome. I started thinking, I was like, wow, I'm really gonna do this. I'm really gonna go to college. I mean, I would have never guessed it. I thought I was gonna be some bum, mad person at the world all the time before. Now there's just open, I'm limitless options for me, and I'm excited. Well, I've always had a temper. I've always had a little temper, and I used to get mad real easy and like that. And anybody say something to me, I'd be gung ho to fight them, And then once I came here, I was it didn't happen as much. No one was looking for confrontation, and that's a big one for me. I learned how to control my emotions. I mean, I'm a very excited guy. I have a lot of energy. I learned how to control my emotions before high school. My grades improved actually when I moved in with the Higginsons really well. I was getting D's and F's. I mean, they just passed me along, which is, it happened. And then when I got to high school, it was a rude awakening. And when I lived with the Higginsons, I actually took a few honors classes, which is kind of, different for me. But I actually made honor roll my freshman year, which is pretty exciting. And then I had shoulder surgeries and stuff like that, and kind of let it slip, but brought it back afterwards. But that was a big one, is my grades and just socializing. I would say I was always, I kind of kept to myself and just wanted to fight everyone when they. Right. But like now, I know how to network. I know how to talk to people. I love talking to people. I mean, meeting people is probably one of my favorite things in the world. Is just meeting people, and because you don't know what they've been through, what their life is like, and it's neat to find that out. And I mean, so middle school helped me a lot with my emotions and just socializing with people, and especially adults. I get along with a lot of adults when I was younger. I think because I had to grow up fast. Yeah. I grew up really fast and didn't really get to live my childhood, I would say, but and I think that's why I matured faster than most people, and I thought differently than other kids, at my age. Most kids don't even have to worry about food, money, how they're going to get places. Yeah, my brother Andrew, we all lived together, and then he was 15, he moved away. He was the man of the house, basically. Okay. My mom had several different boyfriends, most of them drunks, drug addicts, not real good guys, hit us. And Andrew was always our protector. Okay. Andrew didn't take anything from anybody, and then that's how I kind of grew up behind him. Hey, you're not gonna touch my brothers. He was 15 at the time. I remember one boyfriend came home really drunk, and he slapped me, hit me in the face for no reason, and my brother hit him in the head with a chair, knocked him out. And it was just because he was protecting us, and he was scared, but he left to better his life. And now he's a psychiatrist in a mental health facility for the Army, which is a big, which is awesome for him, growing up like we did. And that Andrew, my older brother, I loved him. I love him, more than anything. I don't see him as well because he's always bouncing around with his Army job, but he helped me a lot to become the person I am today. That was a big one. They've helped me play sports all the time. The first ones got me into baseball. I remember I used my little cousin, she's a girl, her baseball mitt. And first day of practice, my first 2 years of baseball, I wore blue jeans, and I didn't have pants. Yep. So I just wore blue jeans, and I remember, I've had some, good memories from then. And finally got me into sports, and then I got into wrestling when I was young. I wrestled for Mishawaka Club, and that really shaped my life up, and ended up here.
And still does.
Yeah, and I'm going to wrestling college, which is awesome. But in high school, when I was living with the Higginsons, my grandma, before my uncle, I lived with my grandma. Okay. She was the best woman in my life. She was everything for me. Like, I was the biggest grandma's boy ever. Yeah. And she got real sick and couldn't work anymore, and kind of moved out. And she kind of just always tried to keep me on the right track. And didn't really, after my grandpa died, didn't really have anything. So I lived with her. I was with her all the time, and I remember my mom moved in next door, and I knew that wasn't good. Kind of used my grandma, and stole money and stuff like that. And then I remember when I was at football practice when I got the call for Penn junior year that she wanted to see me because hospice showed up, and I remember just leaving, going there and holding her until like 1 in the morning when she passed. She died in my arms, and look over and I see my mom going through her purse to take her pills at the same time. I mean, it's just so much emotion at the time. Like, I was angry, didn't know why they took her. Such a good woman. I mean, she was giving. She would have done anything for anybody. She really shaped my life a lot. You know, I love her, and she showed me that no matter how many people do you wrong, you know, there is good in them. Just, you know, you gotta find it, and so that was a big one. Right. I can remember, for an instance, when I was at John Young, my mom, I lived with my uncle at the time, and my brother Kevin, who's a triplet, I'm a triplet, and asked me to stay the night at the house. I told him okay, and I told him, put my mom on the phone, asked her, I was like, the only way I can stay the night is if you promise me to take me to practice at John Young for wrestling. It was winter, and next morning she said yes. So I go over, stay the night. Next morning I go out. There's no car out there. My mom's sitting on the couch, drugged out. Well, she let another drug dealer take the car. So I remember just sobbing and just thinking, how am I going to get to practice? I'm going to be late. I ran from 6th Street across the bridge all the way to John Young just to go to practice. And I don't know why I did it. It is something I had to do, I think. It was like, you know, I made a promise. And so I think, you know, growing up fast helped me mature a little bit more than others. So. There's very different, you know, there's a lot of different teachers. You know, there's teachers who are very passionate and strict, you know, and there's some teachers I know who still have their passion anymore, kind of give up sometimes, you know, when you have kids that are disobedient and they just kind of, you know, be submissive, you know. My big thing watching people teach is you don't know what everyone's been through, so you still got to keep an open mind. You know, you see a kid off in the back row, not, you know, talking to him, not talking to anyone, won't answer anything, probably not doing his work. Something's going on at home, you know, that it's affecting that person, you know. Or, you know, it might be a little thing, you know, you never know, you know. Someone picked on him at the bus stop or something. You never know how big or little it is, you know. Could be really serious, could be not, you know, couldn't be. But I think more teachers need to be open-minded, open their hearts. And when you open your heart, the passion comes in. You'll see that kid's eyes light up in the corner, you know, just because you made a connection with the person. I mean, you'll see that kid wanting to learn to please you, wanting to learn to better his life, his or her life, you know. Just keep an open mind, open heart, and remember why you're doing it is to better the lives of our future. I mean, new school days are always exciting, you know. You gotta wear new suits, new polos, and stuff like that. The kids trying to look good for each other, probably acting out. Just like I said before, you know, keep an open mind, open heart, and really just embrace the feeling of, you know, teaching. You know, you're up there, you're shaping the future. What you say and what you do and how you act shapes our future. I mean, you can really touch someone's life. Like Coach Manny, Kim Poley, several teachers, I can't even name them all, you know, through PHM have touched me, my life, and just, you know, they're deep in my heart, you know, and I love all of them, and have helped me through everything. And I honestly am just overwhelmed with how many, you know, great people there are here at PHM, and just really focus, you know, on opening your heart, and the passion will come.